It's a lovely good evening and a happy new year. Today, the 1st of January 2022, to present Camnet TV News, my name is Jeffrey Yambo. Top stories in the news tonight. Labour Party leader SIWALE warns that the UPND risks becoming worse than PF. Zambia's defense minister implores military personnel to demand involvement in CDF. Political parties advised to focus on issue-based politics in the KABWATA by-election. In international news, anti-coup protestors rally again amid violent crackdown. And in sports news, Arsenal defeated 2-1 by Man City.
Tell your mother, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. To all our Camnet TV viewers, you have been a blessing. The Healing Word Ministries International, the church that my wife and I pastor, you are just phenomenal. May the Lord bless you in 2022. For the Lord to allow us to enter into 2022 by His special grace, we can only say, Lord, we thank you for your mercies and grace. We've gone through a lot of things in 2021, but God has given us a fresh start, a brand new day. We are entering it with the right footing and putting God ahead of us, knowing that it's by His mercies and grace. We know that we cannot do it without Him. Personally, my husband and I, we cannot do anything without the Lord. We refuse to take Him for granted or think we are any more special than all of you people. May God bless you, Camnet TV viewers. You are just the best. God bless you, world. God bless you, Healing Word Ministries. We love you. And keep watching Camnet TV, because Camnet TV is not just another channel. You were born for greatness.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. A heavy downpour in Kasenengwa district of Eastern Province, Friday 31st December 2021, left structures of roofs blown off, including a classroom block at Magena Primary School and nearby houses. Magena Primary School head teacher Mabo Tembo has lamented that the destruction will negatively affect learners who are scheduled to open this month. Meanwhile, District Commissioner Rachel Piri has appealed to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, to come to their aid. Alex Chishimba reports.
Victims of the hailstorm in Kasenengwa district have cried foul as roofs of structures were blown off following heavy rains that fell on Friday, December 31, 2021. Magena Primary School head teacher Mabo Tembo has lamented, saying the destruction will negatively affect the school as learners are expected this January. Similarly, Mutaya head teacher Haida Piri also shares the same view.
A 1x2 classroom was blown off, and since we are opening on 10th January 2022, just remaining with 1 week in between, we don't know what we are going to do and where we are going to put our learners as we open. My appeal is to the government to come in as quickly as possible, so that before schools opens, learners should have where to be put.
Left in a challenging state, a victim of a house whose roof was blown off, Jesse Piri 62 appeals for help from authorities, while eyewitnesses explains the tragedy.
After mvura yasira ija nabota dabodi mpenjo wose wenje na marata mona na service cable ya mala ituenda kwa nyumba ya walemba inajuika. So ndio hapa tunatumira wakapwata ta uno tuzika ngozi kuti vaneba watu tuye nebo baja basidi ya nyumba zivili zinateratu.
Meanwhile, District Commissioner Rachel Piri has appealed to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, to come to the aid of the school and other victims.
Schools will be open in 10 days' time. We don't want our learners to be disturbed. The books were soft and the sheets, they are all scattered in different places here. So DMMU, please, we ask you to come to this expo as soon as possible.
Alex Shimba, Camnet News.
The new Dawn government has been urged not to accept corporate social responsibility support from tobacco companies, as that is a recipe for hoodwinking the government into supporting their activities. A 2021 civil society report on the tobacco industry interference index had labeled Zambia under the previous administration amongst worst performing countries. According to the index, Zambia obtained 78 points out of 100%, only ahead of Japan and Indonesia, meaning the tobacco industry is heavily interfering with tobacco control policies. More in this report.
A recent report that was produced by non-state actors revealed that the tobacco industry is heavily interfering with tobacco control measures in Zambia. This means that Zambia has been defined at Article 5.3 of the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control by failing to protect tobacco policies, commercial and other vested interests of the tobacco industry. This has been done through corporate social responsibility by donating towards response to the COVID-19 pandemic and other ventures. JTI Zambia has been making various donations through its CSI. In Eastern Province, the contribution is towards the education sector. St. Margaret's, a grant-aided school, is among the beneficiaries.
By providing textbooks, also we have also provided things like building materials to ensure that there's extension of schools, and then also we have supplemented the government in areas of maybe water supply. For example, we are here at St. Margaret's. If you look at the solar bore which is here, JTI found it prudent. When we came in, we discovered that the school is right up at the heart of our tobacco grower community, and the school had challenges of water.
However, such interventions do not sit well with the anti-tobacco movements, as they contradict the provisions of the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. The question remains that why should the industry that contributes to health-related problems claim to be part of the solution?
Is to make a comprehensive law, the bill, what we are calling the Tobacco Nicotine Control Bill, because that bill guides government the need to avoid close contact with tobacco industry in forms of community social responsibility. All right, so there will be guidelines. There will be guidelines on government leaders, how they should relate to tobacco industry. Because we've seen that people have been receiving donations in form of computers from the tobacco industry for schools. We have seen that some places they have built maternity wards, okay? So that they are using that so that they can paint a positive picture of their industry.
More Zambians are now smoking tobacco for various reasons, but do that without understanding the consequences.
It's a pressure from my wife, from my children. If not, never more.
But what are some of the consequences?
Failure to conceive among couples. In pregnant women who are smoking, they are likely to have premature deliveries, preterm babies. Okay? Their babies are likely to spend the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if they survive, in an incubator. Most of them are born with abnormalities of the cleft, what we call cleft lip, cleft palate, such kind of abnormalities. So, apart from that, women may face hormonal imbalances leading to infertility.
Center for Primary Care Research Executive Director Professor Faston Goma says tobacco control must be prioritized if the country is to improve productivity levels and steer national development.
Agriculture of tobacco. Hope that they can clearly state how the Ministry of Health is going to relate to the use of tobacco in the country, knowing that it also has an influence on environment and on our economy.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
New Labour Party leader Fresha SIWALE has charged that the United Party for National Development UPND administration risks becoming worse than the Patriotic Front administration in the handling of national resources. In an interview with Camnet TV, Mr. SIWALE says the recently disclosed amount of 3.7 billion kwacha for road construction is unjustifiable and a pure sign of theft. Meanwhile, Housing, Infrastructure and Urban Development Minister Charles Milupi clarified that the public-private partnership agreement with the Southern Africa Business Development Forum does not only involve the construction of roads but other projects. The minister also castigated the opposition Patriotic Front for allegedly peddling lies on social media with a view of discrediting the government. He assured that government remains resolute to ensure that value for money in all construction projects is achieved. More in this report.
With the slogan of the UPND administration, Bali will fix it, and their assurance to the Zambian people that they're here to clean up the mess, they allege that the opposition Patriotic Front left to others, their words and action are not matching. New Labour Party leader Fresha SIWALE says the UPND administration should get to work and deliver on their electoral promises. Mr. SIWALE says rather than accusing the Patriotic Front of being behind the challenges facing the country, the UPND administration should settle down and work. He says it is wrong for the UPND administration to still be blaming the PF 4 months after their stay in office.
He has not started. President Hakainde Hichilema and his administration have not yet started governing this country. And because of that, they are still behaving like they're in the opposition. They are blaming PF as though PF is still in power. Okay? And the PF, because they are at sea, after losing power, they didn't expect to lose power. So they don't even know where to begin from. So both camps, okay? UPND does not know where to begin from in government, and PF does not know where to begin from in opposition. Hence this blame game going.
Mr. SIWALE has also questioned why the government is spending more money on road construction.
There is the issue of the roads, the 2,200 kilometers road, road construction, which UPND are saying they found 3.7 billion. Now, when you divide the number of kilometers into the 3.7 billion, okay, UPND is telling us now that they will now build a kilometer of a road at 1.85, $1,850,000 per kilometer. The previous thieving PF regime was building a road at $1,400,000. So it is pure theft again.
However, these claims were clarified 2 days ago by the Infrastructure Minister Charles Milupi, who said that the public-private partnership agreement with the Southern Africa Business Development Forum does not only involve the construction of roads but other projects. The minister had also cautioned the Patriotic Front Party against deliberately attempting to mislead the people by creating false information on government projects through social media.
I thought that we should share this by way of correcting what is appearing on the social media. Most of it is false, that says it's going to cost so much, so 1 kilometer is so much. This government, the New Dawn government, the Republican President, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, I myself as Minister of Infrastructure Development are absolutely committed to bringing down the cost of construction of infrastructure in this country.
Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A faction of the opposition, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has endorsed the candidature of Patriotic Front contestant Clement Tembo ahead of the KABWATA by-election. NDC faction leader Samoei Imboela tells Camnet TV News that Mr. Tembo is the right candidate to win the KABWATA by-election. She explains that the endorsement of Mr. Tembo is purely based on his ability as a person and has nothing to do with the previous alliance NDC had with the former ruling PF. More in this report.
As the KABWATA parliamentary by-election gets closer, every aspiring candidate seemed to be certain of scooping the seat. However, those who have planned to rally behind a particular candidate seem to be even more certain of their preferred candidate's victory. A faction of the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, led by its leader Samoei Imboela, has decided to endorse the candidature of Patriotic Front Clement Tembo ahead of the KABWATA parliamentary by-election.
And as NDC, we have decided that we are going to endorse and work with Clement Tembo from the PF. You know, nothing to do with the political parties coming from, but him as an individual. Clement Tembo has been on the ground for a very long time. He's a person that has been mobilizing. He's a sober person. He's very popular on the ground.
Last year, the NDC faction endorsed the candidature of former President Edgar Lungu for the 12th August 2021 general elections and directed all party structures across the country to fully rally behind Mr. Lungu. This time around, Ms. Imboela says the move has nothing to do with the previous engagement the party had with the Patriotic Front of being in an alliance, but it is purely based on his capability, as Mr. Tembo has demonstrated to be the right candidate who is capable of governing the people of KABWATA constituency.
No, certainly not. We have not endorsed Clement Tembo because of the existing working relationship with the PF or a future one or something that we had in the past. Nothing to do with that. You know, prior to elections, of course, we did endorse the PF, but right now we are just campaigning on our own because you know political parties are about mobilization on your own so that you really show your strength. You know, but after this, we are definitely going to ensure that the people that we endorse will always be because of the person, the character of the character and the caliber of the candidate themselves. No wonder for the SACA and for KABWATA we have endorsed Clement Tembo strictly because of the person that he is, you know. But after this, of course, it will always be election by election. Because some elections we are going to participate.
The KABWATA constituency parliamentary by-election that will be held on the 20th of January 2022 have been necessitated following the death of UPND KABWATA Member of Parliament Levi Mkandawire, who was hit by a vehicle in November. Miriam Kemba reporting for Camnet TV News.
Meanwhile, a historian and political analyst from the University of Zambia, Professor Bizek Piri, has urged political parties to practice issue-based politics as opposed to violence in the forthcoming KABWATA constituency by-election. Professor Piri tells Camnet TV News that issue-based campaigns will help the people make informed decisions on who to vote for on the 20th of January 2022. 7 political parties are competing in the KABWATA by-election, which fell vacant following the demise of Area Member of Parliament Levi Mkandawire. Details in the following report.
With 29 days to go before the people of KABWATA constituency choose a representative in Parliament, a political analyst, Professor Bizek Piri, has called for issue-based campaigns. The Zambia police assured that law and order will prevail during the election period.
To the policing elections, our major task is to create a safe and secure environment for all participating electoral stakeholders, irrespective of political affiliations and organization.
Participating political parties are the governing United Party for National Development through Andrew Tayengwa, the Patriotic Front's Clement Tembo, the Socialist Party has fielded Trevor Ngando, the Patriots for Economic Progress PEP is being represented by Henry Mulea, the United Progressive Party has settled for Francis Libanda. Chirufya Tahari is on the Economic and Equity Party ticket, while Sidin Ziambo will represent the People's Alliance for Change. Professor Bizek Piri says violence must not be allowed to prevail.
In most cases, when voters are intimidated, you find that that's why we have low numbers of people going to vote, because they don't want to find themselves in those kind of environments. So my appeal is that as the campaign has started, the nominations were done, and people were registered, now they're on the ballot paper, they should be peacefully campaigning, sharing their message, selling themselves as peaceful people. That way, when one constituency is peaceful, then that is going to spread the whole country. We are going to be having peaceful elections in a properly democratic governance as we know it in Zambia.
He says politics must be about exchanging ideas and not punches.
Campaigning does not mean going to intimidate others from other political parties. It's about selling your ideas, telling people what it is that you are able to do or you are going to do for them, and how you are going to share your principles as well as the party manifesto in order to contribute to the development of the country. So that way, you will be able to undermine the issues of violence. Violence is not the best way to do politics. You need a peaceful campaign. In other words, when the cadres, because all political parties have cadres, when cadres meet, it's not about fighting, it's to have a debate. A very professionally done debate to share ideas, so that at the end of the day, as they are sharing ideas, the voters who will be listening to them will be saying, I think if I go by that one, if I vote for that one, then I'll have a better representative.
For now, our hope is that the campaign period for the KABWATA by-election and the other 2 ward elections in Western and Wapura provinces will be devoid of violence. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
In another development, Independent Churches of Zambia President Bishop David Masupa has condemned acts of violence that have started resurfacing. During the filing in of nominations last week, it is alleged that some UPND cadres beat up people in KABWATA who were flashing symbols of another political party to a passing convoy carrying UPND supporters. However, Bishop David Masupa notes that despite President Hakainde Hichilema making pronouncements to end the vice, it cannot end overnight. He adds that ending violence requires concerted efforts.
We've seen it again coming up, and unfortunately coming up from a political party whose president is currently ruling and had announced the abolition of it. So we call upon the UPND government to develop some infrastructure around that. It's not a one-day thing where they can just pass a policy statement to say no capitalism and the police are deployed just for a week or so. This has got to be implemented consistently using infrastructure, such as there should be places where the police people, the policemen should be stationed. There should be vehicles that should just be assigned to be seen to it, that cadres who are going back to markets and bus stops and so forth and so on are stopped. There should be money to pay those people that are doing this thing. Then we are going to achieve the abolishing of the cadreism in our country. But as long as it is going just to be a police announcement or pronouncement, it will remain a rhetoric issue.
The United Party for National Development, UPND Vice Chairman for Youth and Sports, Kenny Ngona, has assured that no political interference will be condoned in the implementation of the youth empowerment programs across the country. In an exclusive interview with Camnet News, Mr. Ngona has explained that contrary to the irregularities witnessed under the previous regime, the UPND aims at ensuring that the intended youths benefit in the empowerment scheme. He has called on the young people to take a keen interest to understand how to access the funds from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. More in the following report.
Following the launch of the Youth Empowerment Scheme by government with a target of 2,000 youth across the country, the United Party for National Development, UPND Vice Chairman for Youth and Sports, Kenny Ngona, says the party will not condone any form of political interference in the implementation process. He assures this during an exclusive interview with Camnet TV.
There are no middlemen. Under the new Dawn government, what we emphasize on is work, work, work. What are we telling the young people? Let them take the step themselves. Let them go to the ministry offices and make sure that they get to the line officers that are in charge. The line officers are also mandated to make sure that they see to it that these young people are the ones that are really applying for these youth empowerment funds, and they are the ones that are going to actualize these programs.
Mr. Ngona has since encouraged the youth across the country to take keen interest in acquiring more knowledge on how to access the funds from the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Development offices, and make sure that they meet the ward development committee officers and explain to them on that which they are able to do. In that manner, it will be easy for them to access youth empowerment funds, because there will be projects already that ought to be done in these various wards where we're coming from. Suffice to say that there's money in each and every ward now under the new Dawn government. Each and every ward has received CDA funds amounting to 25.7 million. So those are the monies that the young people should make sure that they partake.
Earlier, government allocated 5 million Kwacha empowerment programs under the 25.7 million Kwacha Constituency Development Fund, CDF, allocated to the 2022 national budget. Alex Shimba, Camnet News in Lusaka.
The Coach Drivers Union of Zambia has expressed concern over poor hygiene among intercity coach buses, which pose a health hazard. Speaking in an exclusive interview, Union President Lackford Nkana has noted that the lack of proper cleaning due to tight road trip schedules for some operators is contributing to poor hygiene. Mr. Nkana has since called on a collaborative action by the bus owners, Lusaka City Council and the union to address the situation. More in this report.
They claim they do not just drive the passengers, but the Zambian economy. These are the people behind movements of thousands of people from one point to another, both at local and regional level. Tuesday, October 26, 2021, the Coach Drivers Union of Zambia decides to flip a new page of unionism as they elect their first set of leadership. To grace the event, the Labour Commissioner, Givens Montengwa, has cautioned the union members and its leaders to operate within the law if the new formed union is to flourish.
It's an illegal strike. Don't go on social media. No, that commission, everything is illegal. What is legal therefore? What is legal is push your demands on the table, declare a collective dispute, go to the conciliator, conduct a strike ballot, or go to court and then go on strike. That is legal. Do you understand it now? Yes. Perfectly well. Yes. Because if you start on a bad footing, we'll only be adding to 1,000 of wrong unions out there. But you must be a model. Change begins with us. Yes, for those change starts with you. Yes. So you must change the industry out there.
Mr. Muntengo further attended to some of the issues raised by the union members.
However, for unionized employees, you have the world to yourselves to determine how you wish to be paid in terms of salaries, conditions. You can even negotiate for loading and offloading, trip allowance. It's open. NAPSA, for example, the law requires that you must contribute as an employee and the employer NAPSA. So all what you need to do is inform our office so that we enforce the law.
Meanwhile, Acting Union President Lackford Nkana has assured that the union will ensure that all its members benefit accordingly.
We have where to go and consult so that we can move in a line with the law. Let's not us be the enemy of the law ourselves, that we destroy the union. They say unity is strength. Let us now be more united than ever before. Then all these good things that have been said here, we will definitely going to be on the side of our benefits.
Afterwards, the members proceeded to cast their vote, in which the new and first executive will be elected to start the new journey of ensuring the coach drivers' well-being in the transport sector. This marks the first quadrennial elections since the formation of the union. Alex Shimba, Camnet News, in Lusaka.
The Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development has reminded young people and women to form cooperatives to benefit from the interventions under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. In an interview with Camnet TV News, the Minister Elias Mubanga says government will be using CEEC and village industry services as a medium of empowering the youths and women. Mr. Mubanga has since urged the members of the public to get organized and play a part in the CDF activities.
Settled in nicely, and we are rolling our programs in the next few weeks from that. Those with projects and good ideas to create employment and bring development to this country through what activities they'll be doing, they are very much welcome to our ministry. We have established our ministry throughout the country, all the districts. We've got personnel there. By the 20th of the next month, you can visit our district offices everywhere in the country. Then you get the empowerment and direction from our ministry.
This is Camnet TV and not just another channel. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
For over 24 years now, we have constantly been working to ensure that we deliver products and services to communities, cities, nations, the continent, and the world at large, offering solutions in the energy sector, mining, telecommunications, health, transport, construction, cybersecurity, agriculture, and printing. Savenda has been at the core of it all in ensuring that it helps in bringing social and economic development to its loving people. We value your support, and as we look forward to the year ahead, would like to thank you for the support you have given us. The Savenda Group of Companies board, management and staff would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2022. Savenda, Save Nations, Develop Africa.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry. There's so much data.
Mom.
Yes, baby.
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Tell your mother, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. To all our Camnet TV viewers, you have been a blessing. The Healing Word Ministries International, the church that my wife and I pastor, you are just phenomenal. May the Lord bless you in 2022.
For the Lord to allow us to enter into 2022 by His special grace, we can only say, Lord, we thank you for your mercies and grace. We've gone through a lot of things in 2021, but God has given us a fresh start, a brand new day. We are entering it with the right footing and putting God ahead of us, knowing that it's by His mercies and grace. We know that we cannot do it without Him. Personally, my husband and I, we cannot do anything without the Lord. We refuse to take Him for granted or think we are any more special than all of you people. May God bless you, Camnet TV viewers. You are just the best. God bless you, world. God bless you, Healing Word Ministries. We love you. And keep watching Camnet TV, because Camnet TV is not just another channel.
You were born
for greatness.
For greatness.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Minister of Defense Ambrose Lufuma has challenged the military staff to be active participants in the community planning and development in their various localities. Speaking when he delivered New Year hampers to the staff of Maina Soko Medical Center, the minister says military personnel should take an interest in the Community Development Fund's CDF to champion the social and economic welfare of their localities. He said the Zambia National Service must also position itself to participate in contracts under the CDF. At the same event, Zambia National Service Commandant Lieutenant General Maliti Solochi has assured that pronouncements made by President Hakainde Hichilema will be implemented this year. More in the following report.
The Ministry of Defense is charged with the critical responsibility of preserving, protecting, and defending the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Zambia, for the sole purpose of ensuring the country, its citizens and residents are safeguarded from both internal and external violence. Minister of Defense has challenged the military staff to be active participants in the community planning and development in their various localities.
For development and needs, they are as well free to demand some of that money to alleviate some of the problems that exist even in military cantonments. Mind you, military cantonments are not outside constituencies, they are within the constituencies. So I would like to encourage the military also to be involved, to get involved, plan with the community, and get your share if you can in order to alleviate a lot of the problems that we face economically and socially.
The minister says military personnel should take an interest in the Community Development Fund's CDF to champion the social and economic welfare of their localities.
Apart from that, the military has certain skills which they can provide. For example, Zambia National Service. They can be able to do roads, they can be able to do bridges and construction, and so they can be relied upon to provide that service. And that money, of course, for that service goes to the military. So that's how we intend to involve the military as well, recipients as well as active participants.
In another development, Zambia National Service Lieutenant General has assured that the pronouncements made by the President Hakainde Hichilema will be implemented this year.
Of course, we are looking for those things to come in 2022, and we know that there are good things that are going to come, because this is a year that comes with other things which we have heard being pronounced by the President himself, that now we start a new dawn budget. Okay.
Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo has instructed health workers in Chilanga Clinic to engage in outreach activities to get more people vaccinated against COVID-19. Speaking during the distribution of hampers to newborn babies, Ms. Masebo says there is a need to take services closer to the people. The minister visited Kafue General Hospital, Chilanga Clinic and Misisi Mini Hospital. More in this report.
Since 2020, the United States has provided more than $34 million United States dollars to fight COVID-19 in Zambia, in addition to providing vaccines to fully vaccinate over 300,000 Zambians. They have also supported Zambia's outbreak response, outreach and communications on COVID-19 prevention measures and vaccine delivery. That said, the minister in charge of health has instructed health workers at Chilanga Clinic to engage in outreach vaccination. Ms. Masebo adds that the Ministry of Health should not always wait for people to go to health facilities, but they too should also follow. Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo was today distributing hampers to New Year babies at Kafue General Hospital, Chilanga Clinic and Misisi Mini Hospital. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
A medical practitioner, Chikafuna Banda, has called on government to intensify sensitization on the COVID-19 booster vaccine. In an interview, Dr. Banda says that many people are skeptical about getting the booster vaccine because they do not have much information about it. He reiterates that people need to have the right information about the booster vaccines, especially that most of them believe that they are safe from COVID-19 after getting the primary vaccine. Dr. Banda feels that the COVID-19 booster campaign may not achieve its intended purpose if sensitization programs are not intensified.
You know, the problem is sensitization on the community is not done properly. You know, you remember that this third wave, I mean, this is the fourth wave of COVID, right? And we haven't seen a lot of deaths. So the people have relaxed. They don't even want the vaccines. But remember I said, and then everybody was lining and the vaccines actually ran out. So now we have got the vaccines. Even before the third wave, we had a lot of vaccines around. So now the issue is who is not educating the people? Do the people work with terror or they work with knowledge? That's where the problem.
This is Camnet TV News. We'll take another break. We'll be back with international and sports news after the break.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, too, me.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and uninterrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take you there.
Are you a young talented football player? Unlock your international future potential of greatness in soccer. Zambia's greatest soccer talent that the world has been waiting for is about to be revealed. Join young and gifted football players through Camnet Soccer Academy. There will be trials and selection of potential players. Trials to be conducted on 8th January 2022. Camnet Soccer Academy is looking for 2 categories, namely under 16 and under 18. Don't miss this opportunity of a lifetime. Time 08 hours to 16 hours. Venue Kablonga Boys Secondary School. Parents, bring and support your children.
Hi there, SGK Properties wants to remind you that there will be life after the festivities. That's why we are here right now presenting you an opportunity to invest in what will literally last you a lifetime. We have various plot sizes in Kabangwe area, just 6.7 kilometers from 6 miles roundabout. Plot sizes range from 20 by 20s, 25 by 20s, 30 by 20s, 35 by 20s, 40 by 20s, 40 by 23s, and 40 by 35s. We also have 1 acre plots located in Lusaka West, 22 kilometers from Lumumba Road on Mungwi Road, going for 180,000 kwacha. Remember, the option to have your dream house or passive income investment property constructed for you with modern finishes and quality care is also available. For more details on acquiring these pieces, contact us on 0762 166018 or scan the QR code you see on the screen to access us on WhatsApp directly. SGK Group, serving generations through knowledge.
Welcome back, and in international news, Anti-government protesters blocked roads in Khartoum on Friday to protest against outbursts of violence the day before that left 5 people dead and prompted a wave of condemnations. First, the security forces cut off mobile internet or telephone communications, including calls from abroad, and the bridges linking Khartoum to its suburbs, Omdurman and Khartoum North. Meanwhile, another has been locked in a standoff with President Kais Saied after he grabbed executive powers last July and suspended parliament, which the party controlled. For more of international news, here's a roundup.
There were more anti-government rallies in Sudan Friday as people, mostly young men and women, denounced the country's military rulers. Just a day earlier, 5 people were killed in one of the most violent crackdowns on anti-coup rallies since October. Security forces had fired tear gas and live rounds to disperse protesters who were trying to blockade roads. Our position is clear. We are opposed to any negotiations, partnerships or compromise. We came out today to bring down this ruling military council and to have a civilian democratic government afterwards. We came out to bring down the military leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the pro-Islamist regime. We are out looking for a civilian government for the Sudanese people. Despite the reinstatement of Abdallah Hamdok as Prime Minister, the Sudanese public is strongly opposed to the ruling junta. The coup on October 25th also left the civilian camp of the Sovereign Council deeply divided, with some agreeing to work under the army government while others quit their positions. Tunisian authorities on Friday arrested Noureddin Biri, the deputy chairman of Ennahda party, according to sources. Biri was picked up by agents in civilian clothing as he was leaving his home on Friday. In a statement, Ennahda confirmed the arrest of Biri, denouncing it as a kidnapping. There's been no word from the authorities on the reasons for the arrest. Ennahda has been locked in a standoff with President Kais Saied after he grabbed executive powers last July and suspended parliament, which the party controlled. Saied defended his actions as necessary to save the country from collapse. Biri is a close ally of Ennahda leader Rachid Ghannouchi and has served as justice minister in the past.
It's now time for sports news. In sports news, Manchester City scored in stoppage time to sensationally win 2-1 at Arsenal, who had Gabriel Magalhaes sent off during a game-changing and remarkable 5 minutes of play. Arsenal took a first-half lead when Bukayo Saka scored his 4th goal in 3 Premier League games, but they could have been in front earlier had they been awarded a penalty after 10 minutes. City keeper Ederson appeared to foul Martin Odegaard, but having been checked by VAR, it was decided Ederson had touched the ball and no penalty was given. To end the Camnet TV news, we'll take a look at stories making headlines once again. Labour Party leader Fresha SIWALE warns that the UPND risks becoming worse than PF. Zambia's defense minister implores military personnel to demand involvement in CDF. Political parties advised to focus on issue-based politics in the KABWATA by-election. In international news, anti-coup protesters rally again amid violent crackdown. And in sports news, Arsenal defeated 2-1 by Manchester City. The Camnet World Verse of the day is coming from the book of Isaiah 43, verse 18 to 19. Do not remember the past events, pay no attention to things of old. Look, I'm about to do something new, even now it is coming. Do you not see it? Indeed, I will make a way in the wilderness, rivers in the desert. Thank you for watching the news. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.